Now let's save. And now let's finally make our move. Because all we have left is Ilos in the Pangea Expanse. Let's get going. And it is the only system out here. Refuge. Let's do it. And we may have another moment of truth here. In just a minute. Let's see. So let's read up on the other planets around here. So we have Agetoton? A Getoton is a pressure cooker atmosphere composed of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its scorching hot surface is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of gold. Surface gravity is comfortable at 1 standard G. There are several areas of debris that may be the wreckage of downed protein aerostat colonies. Based on the size of the debris fields, a population of over 100,000 was likely. Wow. Aerostat colonies presumably means like floating in the ridiculously strong atmosphere. 84 Earth atmospheres. That's probably the highest we've seen thus far. I mean, that is just absolutely absurd. And it's so, yeah, 510 degrees Celsius is perhaps not terribly surprising if you have that humongous of an atmosphere. This is not a very big system. We have Ilos, of course, but that is the place where we're going to be going last. So maybe we finish with that. We're actually landing there. First, we have Zafe or Zape. Zape is a relatively small hydrogen and helium gas giant. There are several tenuous belts of debris in equatorial orbit. Spectral analysis of the material suggests artificial origin, perhaps the remains of stations that once mined Zape for helium-3. But otherwise, nothing of terrible importance there, and it looks like all we have left is Ilos, which is, of course, the place where we are looking to go. In the golden age of the Protheans, Ilos was a verdant world dotted with the spires and arches of magnificent cities. Even casual observation shows this is no longer the case. Ilos has been devastated by means unknown. Its entire surface changed to the color of rust. The atmosphere shows heightened levels of oxygen. Wildfires, presumably ignited by lightning strikes, can be seen burning on the dark side. This indicates that most, if not all, respirating animal life forms have died off. Surface gravity is comfortable at 1.17 standard Gs. So, yeah, it's pretty darn thick atmosphere at 11.26 Earth atmospheres, but temperature-wise, it's not that bad. 38 degrees Celsius, but okay, so we are absolutely going to land here. And like I said, I've said several times at this point, but this is your last chance. Your absolute last chance. If you have anything else you need to do, once you land here, we are in it for the long haul. So let's do it. Looks like we got company.
Commander? We've got company.
Have their sensors picked us up yet?
Well, stealth systems are engaged. Unless we get close enough for a visual, they won't have any idea we're here.
Picking up some strange readings from the planet's surface.
Take us down, Joker. Lock in on the coordinates.
Negative on that, Commander. The nearest landing zone's 2 clicks away.
We'll never make it in time on foot. Get us something closer.
There is nowhere closer. I've looked.
Drop us in the middle.
And he's the navigator.
You
Surely
need
he
at least
knows,
100
right?
meters of open terrain to pull off a drop like that. The most I can find near Sarin is 20.
20 meters? No way we can make a drop in there. We have to try. Find another landing zone.
There is no other landing zone.
The descent angle's too steep.
It's our only option. It's not an option. It's a suicide run. We don't...
I can do it.
Joker,
I can do it.
gear up and head down to the Mako. Joker, drop us right on top of that bastard.
All right. Well, so one quick note: if we had done a romance with either Liara or Ashley, we would have just had a little one-on-one time with them. However, because we did not just see that, I think we can now confirm that we did not go all the way toward committing to having a relationship with Ashley. So there was some question there. I mean, as I'd said previously, I wanted to make sure that we did not have a relationship with Liara, because in my previous Mass Effect 1 playthroughs, I'd always romanced Liara, even when I had not intentionally done so. So we successfully avoided that. And then there was some question as to whether we were going to romance Ashley or just have no romance at all. And technically, there is an achievement for having a romance in Mass Effect, in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. And so that does mean that, of course, by having done that, we are not going to get that achievement, or we'd have to replay Mass Effect 1 to do so. So be it. You know, of course, you are welcome to romance whoever you would like to romance in Mass Effect 1. It's just that I deliberately did not want to make a point of romancing Liara because I had done so quite a bit in the past. But anyways, that's that. When it comes to this mission here, this is actually extremely important who we pick right now, because let's just say we're going to have them for a long time. A very long time. So keep that in mind here. Pick very carefully. And I think one thing in particular is that having biotics at this stage is going to be, at least long-term, a little bit further down the road, very, very good. So Liara is very tempting for that reason, of course, with her being our biotic specialist. And then, I mean, if we're talking about achievements, trying to finish up the damping and the AI hacking achievements, which we've not yet done, but we tried to make a point of doing a little bit towards the end of Bring Down the Sky, then that would mean bring in Tally. Now, of course, we're talking about some pretty important missions here, so, you know, ideally, I suppose you would be just taking people who you think are the best fit for your team, rather than just taking people for the sake of getting achievements, but I think we can make it work, no matter what we go with here. The risk, of course, going Liara plus Tally would be that, while we have great biotic strength and great tech strength, we have 0 when it comes to pure combat strength. So, we are a little lacking there, although, to be honest, I feel like that's a little bit misleading, at least when it comes to Tally, because she is trained with a shotgun. So, in truth, I feel like, although she's not officially someone with combat ability, that shotgun training does give her a little more, in that side. So, I think, although this is a bit risky, because we definitely don't have a tank like Rex or Ashley to take hits for us, we are all rather squishy. I think we're going to have tons and tons of crowd control, and I hope that'll be enough that we can still make this work. So, a little bit of a risk, but let's go for it.
Keep moving inside now.
So we've got like no room to land. Ooh, throw on the brakes.
We have to get inside this bunker before Saren finds the conduit. There is no way we're getting past that door with brute force.
Saren found some way to open it. There must be some kind of security override somewhere in this complex.
We will have to find some way to get it up and running again.
Alright, so let's take a look around. We're here on Ilos, and we do have an additional point here with Liara, which I think probably going to want to put into Barrier, because if we can get her up to Master Barrier, that'd be nice. Otherwise, we're just talking about, I suppose you could potentially make the case for giving her 1 point in stasis, just to give her a little bit more crowd controlling ability. Of course, her stasis is not as powerful as ours. Her stasis, we are not allowed to damage people while people are locked in that stasis, so it's purely just for crowd control, whereas for ours, when we put someone in stasis, we can also still shoot them and use other abilities to deal damage to them. So, and also, ours is fully leveled up, so it lasts a lot longer as well. But, seeing as how, like I was saying, this team is, not great when it comes to, tanking hits from people. Being able to completely freeze a strong enemy might be nice to have that coming from Liara as well. I mean, she also, of course, has throw and lift and singularity, which can also do those things, but just going all out on that stuff may mean that we don't have enough levels by the end of the playthrough to all the way level up barrier to master barrier, but maybe that's a sacrifice we're willing to make. I think we go for it. And then Tally, yeah, Tally has everything fully leveled up there. Okay, then let's take a look at our quests here. So we have Race Against Time, Sovereign. You discovered that the real enemy is not Saren, but a Reaper called Sovereign, a sapient warship of tremendous power. Sovereign is using Saren as a tool to find the conduit, the key to unleashing a new Reaper invasion on the galaxy. So we need to go to Ilos, which of course we just did, use the Mu Relay to go to Ilos and stop Saren before he uses the conduit to unleash a Reaper invasion on the galaxy. Then, we need to find a security control room to open the sealed doors leading into the underground archive. So, okay. That's how we're gonna, theoretically, find Saren here. Then, okay, this is actually the reason why I was opening up our codex previously, was to see if we could get more information on
like
Ilos.
the ancient human city of Troy, Ilos is a world known only through second-hand sources. References to Ilos have been found at several other Prothean ruins, though direct study of the world is unlikely to occur. Ilos lies in a remote area of the Terminus systems, only accessible by the legendary Mu Relay. 4,000 years ago, the Mu Relay was knocked out of position by a supernova and lost. Since then, Ilos and its cluster have been inaccessible. Occasionally, a university will organize an expedition to chart a route to Ilos using conventional FTL drive. These never get beyond the planning stages due to the distance and danger. The journey could take years or decades, passing through the hostile Terminus systems and dozens of unexplored systems.
Yeah, so, I mean, the thing is, we did just travel directly over here, with, using a mass relay, so it's kind of weird. That would seem to be inconsistent with that description, because people were saying that you can't do that nowadays, and yet we still did it, so that's a little odd. But let's look at our map here. So we are right here, and there's the archive door that we cannot go through because it is currently locked. But then we have this whole area over here. Okay, well, let's take it one step at a time. We've got an elevator over there, and we've got, well, stuff in this direction here. And this place is a little creepy. Didn't have a lot of time to look at these things here because our friends are already shooting at people, but these statues, a little freaky. All right, we got Geth Trooper, and one of the reasons why we brought Tally was so that we could make a point of using her AI hacking ability, and we have accidentally shot down the enemy that we hacked. Damping, another reason why we brought her, although I'm pretty sure that missed. Let's just see. The aerostasis. So, like, we can't damage this guy when he's in Earth stasis. Out of curiosity, can we override the aerostasis with our stasis? Is that a thing? It seems like we can, because as soon as we stasis that guy, he died. So he was seemingly taking damage in that case. Alright, so then, I mean, like, yes, if you could poke your head out again, that'd be great. Also, if you don't, we're gonna hack you. Either way, we're probably gonna hack you. That missed. Alright, let's dampen you in that case. There we go. Maybe don't stand directly in front of them. But I also kind of just want to actually use our abilities to take you guys out. Alright, let's see. We've got some additional fire we're taking here. People further down. So it does seem like lots and lots of Geth. And that's why having someone like Tally here can be very helpful. Let's target you with more damping. Actually, gotcha. Once again, I feel like we overshot. In which case, let's hack. There we go. Okay, and you may notice, sure, we're fighting mostly base Geth troopers, although this guy's a shock trooper, so in theory he's a little bit more heavily armed, so let's sabotage him. However, there's also an armature over there, which at least initially was not active, but as you start to get closer, may become active. And so you gotta be a little careful of them, because of course, armatures are pretty massive. On foot, at least. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, that is the armature that we're dealing with now. Now there's two of them, in fact. Now we can deal with them directly. However, if we look at our map here, we may have an alternative. So you'll see, like, the armatures, I think, are basically right there. There is some kind of area off to the side there that we can potentially look into. Do appear to be some kind of enemies here, including this Geth trooper. If Tally wasn't blocked right now, I would say we'd use her. Do something about him, but he's dead. So let's see what this place is all about for now. Hold on. That's... Someone's using a shotgun. Okay, good. It is Tally. Okay, and we did also make a point of deliberately downgrading people's gear so we would have the best stuff available to whoever we did choose to bring with us for this mission. So let's make sure that now that we have committed, that we have the best stuff in use. Like, for example, best biotic amp here for Liara, and the best Omni tool, probably going to go to Tally. Could go to Tally, for sure. Then Liara can also use one, and this is just a better version of her existing Omni tool, so I think we probably use that, unless we want to go Chameleon tool just because it has a higher tech cooldown bonus, which could make the case for that. You actually could. Obviously, you're sacrificing shields, you're sacrificing med recharge. Now, it's not that important for Liara, because she actually only has one tech ability. It's, I think it's Sabotage to remove shields. So, if there's one person for whom you could make the case that the tech cooldown is not the most important stat, it is maybe Liara. And you could say that, okay, well, if she's just never going to use her Sabotage, or it's just not an important factor when she does, then perhaps loading up on shields is more important. So maybe we do that. Let's just double check what we have for our Omni tool. Yeah, I think we stick with this setup here. Then let's look at pistols. Let's give, I think Liara is the most important, other than us to have the level 10 pistol, because I think we have one of them. You'll take the other, because you're only trained on pistols. So we might as well make sure that you have a lot of damage, and let's put you on... Where is it? Not Shredder. Tungsten rounds, because we are fighting primarily, if not exclusively, Geth at the moment. Then, for you, Tally, let's give you top-level shotgun. And when it comes to our other level 10 gear, it is not going to be terribly relevant when we are using a team that has almost technically zero combat ability, although, like I was saying before, Tally does have shotgun training. So then, sledgehammer rounds, suppose that's fine. And then scram to kind of cancel out the downside of, or rather, frictionless to cancel out the downside of scram rail. That makes some sense. Double check Liara's pistol setup here. Combat optics, we can upgrade that to 10. In kinetic coil, we can definitely either give you a 10, or we can give you something entirely different. Suppose let's give you a 10. And then we're gonna have the shotgun be Liara's secondary. She's not trained on it, but we could give her, I mean, the level 10 Spectre shotgun if we really wanted to. And then give her the best explosive rounds, if that's the plan. Just have her use that as a crowd control option. And then try to go frictionless materials, level 10 on both of those, to hopefully make it so that even if she fires it once, she's not going to overheat it. She can at least fire it twice. Because it is very easy to overheat any weapon with the explosive rounds. And then for us, that means we're stuck with a not quite as good shotgun. Although we can still get something better than what we have on at the moment. Significantly better, actually, at least from a damage standpoint. So, very rare that we need to do this switch, but just in case, I mean, I suppose we could go with high explosive rounds if we really wanted to as well. Don't think we have enough of the level 10 frictionless materials for us to go all out on this, but, we could go level 9, and I'm curious. If we switch to this, how many times can we shoot before we overload? It's actually not bad. I mean, I can shoot 2 times basically immediately after each other. 3 times maybe even. And if you wait just a little bit in between shots, then you can do several really, but as you can see, this is us aiming. It's not very accurate when we have 0 training on it, so that's one of the reasons why it's not great, but in a pinch, we are overwhelmed and we just need to get some people off of us. There's a useful way to do that. Oh, this is not where I meant to go. I meant to go down here. So let's see what we have in this direction. And the answer is more very creepy statues, like I was saying before, as well as several death sappers, which are some of the hopper variety. So again, I think it's going to be important. Let's try to hack these guys, otherwise we are going to get shot in the face. And I think we did get hit by something. So this is the kind of situation where it's going to get a little tough, since our team is not very good at taking hits. But one thing we can do is lift people, stasis people, throw people, do any and everything we can to disable them. And running headfirst into this fray is a little bit scary, of course, and generally would not recommend doing so. Let's try to reduce the number of them first, perhaps. And AI hack as many of them as possible. That was maybe not the right one to AI hack, because it was getting shut down anyway. You're hacked, okay. Although you don't seem to have anyone that you want to attack, so you're just running around in circles. You're still attacking us. Rude. Extremely rude. But actually, was it stasis and also hacked? I think it was stasis and then... Oh no. No, you're hacked. You're stasis. Okay, let's... Oh, well, you're not stasis anymore. Let's change that. Let's hack you. Because again, we do want to try to hack as many of them as possible. That is an achievement that we do not yet have. Okay. That may be all of them. Now, let's see what the deal is down here. Again. Now we get the chance to look more closely at the super creepy statues. You kind of see what I mean. You kind of see what I mean. Let's see if there's actually anything we can do down here other than just fight a bunch of those hoppers. Anything of note? It's at least a locked crate. Let's grab this. Okay. Got what? Nothing super great there. I mean, any weapon upgrades other than pistol upgrades are not super relevant to us either. Looks like we have another area in this direction. Whoa, we've got a Geth Trooper. Which, say, Tally, if you could get over here. Help us out a bit. That'd be lovely. Our teammates abandoned us a little bit. Hello. You could say... Oh, he is hacked. Okay, good. I suppose take this opportunity to camp at him as well. You are hacked, good sir. You're not supposed to attack us. Okay. Anything else over here? We will see. But the reason why I wanted to come down here before engaging with the armatures is there's an armature control. There's a hard decryption, so this is not going to be the easiest thing to break through. But if we can... then we can deactivate the armatures upstairs. And don't worry, you know, oftentimes when we've done things like that in the past, it has reduced the amount of experience that we've gotten, but on that occasion, I believe you basically get all the experience we would have gotten from fighting the armatures. So there is no downside to it. Okay, there's damping. Just got the achievement for it, so that's all set. We're doing well in that regard, but I don't think we've yet gotten the achievement for AI hacking, so we'd like to make a point of doing that, especially because AI hacking only works against synthetic enemies. It won't even trigger against organic enemies, so there's only a specific subset of enemies that you can use it against at all. And if you run out of those enemies, then, well, good luck. Actually, another thing, for, I think across Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, there is an achievement for, melee kills. And so, you know, if we're deliberately kind of cheesing things a little bit and stasising people and what have you, then, and hacking them, and there's no enemies for the people we're hacking to attack, then might as well punch them in the face for the kill, I suppose. Work toward, I mean, it's a large number. It's like 100 or something like that. Okay, let's just double check our map here to see where we are. And the answer is we came up actually on the other side of this area where previously there were those armatures. Let me double check. Can we double back? Because I think we can. I think it was just basically we snuck through, or going under meant that we circumvented the area where we previously would have engaged with the armatures. Was over here? Hold on. No, we're going further in this case. Hold on. Because I just want to make sure we're not missing out on any loots. Okay, let's see. Good assault rifle. That is the best one outside of the Spectre gear. So there is something to be said for that, but again, we just aren't really an assault rifle type of team right now. Okay, nothing over here. But yeah, I mean, we can, of course... yeah, this back corner over here. We can, of course, go back down the way we came and double back to where those armatures were. Double check if we would like to. But what I'm trying to see is I don't remember... that's the way we came down. Don't remember... is if we can sneak through... what is it? Not this way. This way. I think. It's where those armatures were. Yeah. So here, for example, we see there is a crate. Let's get this. Huzzah. We're still getting some level 9 items there. But, nothing particularly great there. This, I believe, is an elevator. If we look at our map. However, as you can see right here, the console that we usually use to activate it will not let us activate it. So we gotta do something about that. We cannot get through at the moment. See if there's anything else over here that we might have missed. Because yeah, so that's where we went down initially. We were fighting a bunch of Geth over here. The armatures were right in this direction, and as I was saying, you can fight them directly, which is potentially difficult, especially if you're also engaging with those other Geth. But you can also circumvent that fight and still get the experience for it if you make sure that you hit that armature deactivation device that was down in that other area. Okay, so we want to go... it's kind of hard to tell who's facing the right direction when everyone is right next to each other like this. This way. This is the right way. Okay. Alright, keep our eyes peeled for anything interesting here. And... Liara has abandoned us. Get over here, Liara. You can see in the bottom right corner of our mini-map there. Give Liara a second to join back up. Okay. So, if we look at our map here, we can go either to the right or straight ahead. Let's see. We have some options here. Because if we go here, we may even be able to... There's clearly some enemies down here. But we may be able to snipe some people. Like, that looks like an armature from there. But do we have the height? Oh, yes, we do. We do certainly have the height to hit some people here. But I think if we step too much further, then we could potentially accidentally drop down into this place, which has at least a few troopers and a destroyer. Destroyers are pretty tough. So I say let's hack the destroyer. And this is about to get interesting. Watch it beat up some stuff. And do much of the hard work for us. Meanwhile, of course, these sketch troopers are quite vulnerable, but I'd kind of like to turn right around and hack them once the destroyer is unhacked. Which is potentially now. We're still facing off against each other, seemingly. So now I think it's attacking us truthfully. Get rid of the shield. Now let's rehack the destroyer. Okay, now I think it's just the destroyer. So let's sabotage it. And then shoot it. And this guy does not want to go down. There's at least one more enemy over here. And Liara is very keen on taking it out, and apparently has done so successfully. But I deliberately did not want to go all the way through there. Because I think that is basically just a really nice sort of sniping little area where you can make a future encounter much more straightforward. Okay, so is this the alternate direction? It looks like it. It looks like it. So let's just make sure we aren't missing out on any loot over here in this corner, but I don't think that we are. So let us carry on. Hide in there? No? No crates? Just curious to see what they have to say.
Tried to find this world. We'd hoped we could settle here, but we didn't know it would feel so unwelcome.
Yeah, this is a pretty creepy place. I know that the Quarians are looking for a homeworld, or a new homeworld, but not sure this would be my top choice.
I never dreamed I would actually find Ilos.
Well, congratulations. See if they have anything else to say, I suppose.
We shouldn't be here. Not us. Not the Geth. Not Seren.
I mean, you're probably right about that.
My people once tried to find this world. We'd hoped we could settle here, but we didn't know it would feel so unwelcome.
Anything else from Liara?
I wish I had more time to study all of this.
Well, I'm afraid we got a mission. Got a mission. Okay, so we have this over here. We also have potentially loot there. No, doesn't seem like it. Nothing to do with that. So let's carry on. Okay, I was about to say, over to the right is, I believe, that place where we were running into, or had encountered the Colossus. Yeah, that guy is hacked. I mean, I was going to deliberately direct you to hack him so that we could get the achievement for it, but sure. Pretty sure he is no more. Now he's no more. We're also getting a large source of Omnigel, or rather Metagels, from just fighting these guys, which is good, but I would like to actually have to use some of those Metagels, or like to get damage so that we can use those Metagels. We can get closer to using that, or getting that achievement, because that is another one that we don't yet have. So we got Damping. We recently... Whoa, hello! Recently got that, so hacking is probably the one that we are next closest to getting. Let's at least put this on us. So in some ways, I would not be totally averse to sending out one of our teammates here and having them just get annihilated. Let's see, let's hack you. Oh, no, that was damping. Hold on. Let's hack you. Please shoot someone other than us. Okay, I think Callie got slightly hurt there, so that gives us the opportunity to use a metagel. Is something. And that is, in many ways, one of our primary objectives here. At least from an achievement standpoint. But this could be a very dangerous encounter, of course, because these guys, they hit very hard when they do land a hit with their big assassination ability, which is the sort of laser sight that you're seeing them use on occasion. Okay, we hacked one that was about to die, which may have just been killed. I think it was. But, yeah, so if you're running straight into a room with a bunch of those hoppers, then things can get out of hand pretty quickly if you get surrounded, which certainly would be easy to have happen in that location. So let's see, I think this was the courtyard, yeah. So this is the place where we were able to snipe them from over there. Let's see if there's anything, yep, loot-wise for us to check out in here. This is not the easiest to decrypt. Okay. Anything good? The answer is no. Anything else? That was here. This is the spot from that other side right there where we were able to hack some of them and snipe some of them and what have you. And so if you had not done that preemptively, then this would have been very crowded as well. And so, you know, once you start walking through this area, you could have people flanking you from this side. There were some people over here. There were, of course, all the hoppers once you started going a little bit further in the other direction. So, a lot of enemies here that can cause a lot of problems if you're not careful. But I think, just looking at our map here, that is probably the place we're looking to go right here. This door control. Let's see. Let's draw our weapons just in case, because I think there were enemies out here, but we had fought them previously. Got right here as well. There we go. And in this case, half decent pistol. Other than that, not fantastic. Let's see, and that may be it here at the moment. This is basically just that upper level that we, like I was saying, we saw maybe one or two enemies here before, but we took care of them. Okay, in which case, I think we carry on through the section where we fought the hoppers, which I think was right over here. So if we look at our map, yeah, this is the furthest spot. And so that will take us to this elevator, it would seem. Which we shall see if that is one that we can enter. Again, that's the courtyard that we were able to hit those guys from that sniping outpost of sorts. Alright, we can use this one, so let's carry on. This one's going down.
This place still has power. It must be running off its own generator.
This must be the command center for the entire complex. Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after he went inside. We will have to figure out how to disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
Okay. In that case, take a look here and, well, It's the security station, and it looks pretty big. And the fact that that says Armature Bay is perhaps a little bit concerning. Although, let's save now. And let's prepare ourselves, just in case. Because I can see some Geth over there. At least one right there. Right ahead. And that also looks like a very big Geth right there as well. We've got a destroyer. We've got a prime. Not sure if we can hack primes. They might be too strong. They have destroyed our cover. This is a problem. We also cannot currently use any of our abilities. I would like to stasis this destroyer, like right now, before it melees us to death and continues to destroy all of our cover. There is another Death Destroyer that is directly on top of us. Liara, if you could say Singularity right here, that would be lovely. Thank you. Okay, so this, in case you couldn't tell, is a rather difficult encounter at the moment. Let's throw this guy. And the Prime is the biggest problem right now that we've incapacitated the others. So lift that Prime. That we can. That we can. Okay, the Prime is down. And we got more shock troopers and still, I think, a destroyer here as well. So I would... Whoa, oh no, destroyer just went down, so that's good. Okay, shock trooper down. This guy on the flank, darn, okay, wanted to hack one of you, but Tally is currently out of luck. And that, short term at least, seems to be the last of them. And what I wanted to do was activate the armature controls here, because if you do, well, let's just say there's a reason why this is called the armature, what was it, a room or section or what have you. Oh, oops, hold on. Hold on, running out of time here. And that's just sloppy. Well, so hold on. Attempt number 2. This is not an easy one. Definitely not an easy one. Okay, there we go. What does it do? It activates an armature, but it is an armature that works on our side. It is an armature that would have attacked the other Geth and distracted them in the process. And there's one there, there's one here as well. I actually didn't catch if it gives us experience for doing this. Obviously, at least at the moment with no enemies, it's not the most relevant of things to do. But I will at the very least show you they exist and could make a very difficult fight a lot easier for you. I should have been able to do that. I hesitated when we had a little bit of an opening. Let's see. They are not easy though. There we go. Yeah, we do get experience for it. That's hacking an armature, technically. I'm not sure if you don't hack them if they activate against you. Hello.